Welcome back to The Practical Rifleman. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite rifles that may be a little bit too big for its britches. It has a cult-like following on the internet, and it's well deserved. And that is the Tikka T3X. I had owned many Tika rifles over the years, and I wanted to get my hands on a T3X Superlight. I wanted to use this kind of as a general purpose beater hunting rifle. And of course it had to be chambered in .308. So I finally got my hands on one, found one on sale, and it was between $700 and $800, irrelevant at the time. But I got this and it turned out to be a lemon of a rifle. I fired approximately 200 to 300 rounds through it, just trying to find something that it liked and to get it to group well. And nothing seemed to work. It would put like 2 rounds maybe a half inch apart, and the other one might be an inch or an inch and a half away, and that just is not good enough. And trying to use Tika's warranty, no. So I had to figure out what was wrong with this rifle, and I thought maybe it's just I'm not used to using such a heavy trigger, and I lightened it as far as it went, and it still didn't quite have what I wanted. So I bought a spring kit for it. Say there's an extra $15, $20 by the time it was delivered. I shot it again, still not delivering. And before you say it's me, I've shot PRS matches and done quite well at national level matches, and I shoot F-class now. I'm a pretty decent shooter. I can make a rifle group. Besides, I have all kinds of other hunting rifles that'll group half an inch or better. So it's not me. So I adjusted the trigger, see what's going on. Nothing. Still shooting like garbage. So I pull it apart and decide to have a look. Well, I noticed that there's this stressed point on the recoil lug, and if you've ever taken apart a Tika before, you know that it has a separate recoil lug, separate from the action. This is in the stock. Well, this recoil lug, and I'll see if I can find a picture, because I threw it away a long time ago, so I'll see if I saved a picture of it. And if so, I'll add it into the video. But there was a nice stress mark on it and an indentation that you could kind of feel if you ran your finger across it. And this little indentation went more or less exactly where it mates with the action. So I bought one of the aftermarket ones to put in there in its place. And I thought, while I've got this thing apart, I may as well pillar bed it and glass bed it, because why not? You're trying to improve accuracy. So between the recoil lug and the bedding kit, the pillars, bedding material, and my time, you may as well figure you've got another $80 to $100 on top of the purchase price. And I thought, the bottom metal on a Tika is made out of plastic. So you're going to be torquing bolts made out of metal into a plastic trigger guard that is going to ride on metal pillars. Well, I ended up with new metal, bottom metal. This is the Mountain Tactical. I don't remember what it cost, probably $150, $200. So there I've added $350 to the price of the gun, and I could be wrong on that. But I do all this, and lo and behold, this thing turned into a tack driver. I'm talking half-inch groups. Great. I'm not satisfied at this point. First, Tika bolt knobs, if you don't add something to them, they're just not that great. The position isn't that great whenever you're firing on the gun and you want that quick bolt lift. So a lot of people will put a bigger one. There's big textured metal ones. I didn't really care about that. I've shot a lot of CTRs, so I bought a CTR knob for it, and that helped. But hey, there's another $40 or $50 by the time you ship it. Yeah, wonderful. But everybody that's fired the T3X or any of the Tikas knows recoil pads on them suck. And a lightweight 308, it does a little to you. Not saying I can't handle the recoil, but put the limb saver on and there's another $40, $50 by the time it's delivered. So this budget gun is starting to get real expensive. Additionally, I'm not a fan of the dovetail that comes on the Tika, so I added this Picatinny rail, another $100 there. just don't quite trust the the dovetail. I want Picatinny. And that gives me the ability to play musical scopes. I've got my 3 to 9 size Conquest on here. Great scope for hunting and to be used in the woods. So all in all, starting to get there. I would prefer QD mounts on the gun, and I might add these later on to this gun. But something that still really bugs me about this gun: no threaded barrel, no ability to use muzzle devices. Can't add my suppressor, can't use a brake, flash suppressor, whatever you want to put on there, can't do it. So it would be about $150 to have a gunsmith take this barrel off and thread it. So I haven't done that yet. I've been told there is a Gen 2 Superlight out there that they're coming from the factory threaded. So I'm sure that will come at an additional cost. But with all I've done to this rifle and the amount of money I put into it, it is no longer the quote-unquote budget rifle, which is a term I don't like anyway. It's no longer the cheap budget rifle that has developed the cult-like following on the internet. So would I have done it again knowing what I was going to have to put into it to get it to come up to par with what I expect out of a hunting rifle? I don't know. I'm considering starting again with one of the new super lights with the threaded barrel. We'll see. I have a concept rifle in mind for that, but we may try that out. So for the money that I've got in this rifle, there's actually another rifle that ends up costing about the same amount of money that doesn't take all the extra work. Has most of the features that I want in a woods gun hunting rifle for the Midwest. And if you guys like, I'll make a video about that one sometime soon, if you care. But for the Tikka T3X, it's not worth the money now. Bye for now.